Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dave. Decided to make a video for you because I haven't put anything up in God knows how long. So, I've got a 1v1 that's part of a series between Slam and MBL. They just started. This is actually the second game, and it's a warm-up for the King of the Desert. Second round. If none of you know, or some of you, I assume most of you know about the King of the Desert tournament that's currently going on. It has moved into the second round. And if you want to watch all those games, you can go to Tristan or T90's channel. If you want to watch this game, you can just stay tuned. Looks like MBL has gotten the melee. They actually did the captain's mode draft for this, so each player picked 5 civs, and they each banned a civilization as well. And melee is one of the civs that MBL picked. Melee, obviously, with the faster up times, 80% faster from their TC, which is their main bonus, are a very, very strong civ in 1v1. Good on the early aggression, and good when you're changing ages. So like early Castle Age, early Feudal Age, early Imperial is where they're strong. The late stages of those ages, they're not as strong because their bonus tends towards getting up to that age faster than your opponent. So looking at his map, he does have a pretty decent wood line at the front here with the berries. Also has a decent wood line at the back. Very, very bugged gold. I did not notice this before. I think this actually might be his main gold. I think this might be MBL's main... It is MBL's main gold. And it's been bugged by these trees. If anyone was wondering about the design of the trees, I actually have the King of the Desert texture pack for these games, and I actually might keep it because it looks so cool. It keeps the small trees, but it makes all of the grassland into desert for this tournament and makes all these trees look really, really cool. Anyway, MBL doesn't have a main gold, has his main stone in the back, is trying to push the deers here, and I don't know what his options are going to be. He's going to have to go out to these 2 golds, or they're going to have to call a re. Maybe they want to play it out. I don't know. We'll see. Slam, on the other hand, is the Burmese. Very, very strong civilization. Oftentimes you see the Arambai coming out from the castle in the Castle Age. And the Arambai are a very strong unit. Malay don't have that much to counter them. But still, you got to get to Castle Age. So maybe Slam is going to do like a lot of other players have done in this tournament and go for 3 or 4 man-at-arms into some sort of maybe tower push on this forward wood line. That'll get his villagers on stone. He can transition into the castle. Or maybe he wants to go for stable units as well. If I remember correctly, that is not the Burmese. I was thinking the Burmese, that's the Berbers, I guess, who have the stable cost bonus, but the Burmese actually have infantry +1 attack per age, which strengthens the man-at-arms, and the free lumber camp upgrades, which makes a very nice eco bonus for them. Obviously, the Arambai is your end goal if you are playing as the Burmese. Slam going out to gold now with 2 villagers, which means he's gonna be going for the man-at-arms. MBL keeping his scout right here. Sees that the barracks is garrison, and he's gonna head back. Slam's still not finding 2 of his sheep. That's kind of unfortunate for him. But I think he did see this forward. He did see the forward barracks from MBL coming forward with 4 villagers and 1 more over here. Probably going to try and sneak a tower on this gold. But Slam is going to come over here and respond to these villagers with villagers of his own. And 3 soon-to-be man-at-arms if he upgrades them. MBL wandering around this way with this villager, maybe a tower on this wood line or on this gold. Had to go back with these villagers, and his militia are going to be caught super off guard here, straight out of this barracks. Really late militia. I think he was trying to find the gold for them. Obviously, he can't go to this main gold because it is bugged as fuck. And he couldn't get the gold from either of these either, so he just couldn't produce the militia and couldn't get the man-at-arm upgrades. And now Slam coming in here with a watchtower. Now this is going to be interesting on what MBL does. He's walling up the front side here. Gonna drop a watchtower of his own, but Slam already has 4 villagers on here. And this is just a waste of stone by MBL at the moment. Does he see this? No. Can't see that tower. So doesn't know that this is an absolutely awful idea to try and force this one down here. Gonna have to cancel that. And Slam is going to be in pretty soon here. MBO really has nowhere to go. He's also building a tower on this gold, like I said. So really, really good decision here to sneak that one villager across. And Slam is not going to be expecting that. Quick walls from MBL coming down on this side and making another tower. He does have some villagers on stone. It's the only resource that's safe other than wood in his base is that one stone pile, which will enable him to continue the tower defense and maybe even the aggression with this one villager. But still, Slam doing the same thing. Coming in with another tower. MBL can see this. Not sure he needs to counter this one. It's not really doing that much damage, assuming he pulls his wood villagers away. He's going to try and counter it anyway. Apparently he wants to secure this wood line here. Man-at-Arms from Slam trying to come in and do some damage. Doesn't know this wood line is back here. Knows the stone is back here. So he's probably going to walk right to the stone. Full HP Man-at-Arms. MBL successfully getting that tower down on the gold from Slam. Maybe another tower will come up. I'd put a second tower on that gold just to secure it for a long time. And then work your way over here because it is only one villager. Can't go too aggressive with that. Speaking of aggressive, MBL coming out with 10 villagers here, and Slam's going to try and wall this tower in. Great Slam gate there, but he did lose that villager, and the gate is only at 34 HP. Tried to prevent those villagers from coming over and killing that tower, and he's coming with his villagers over here to deny the stone from MBL with a tower of his own. MBL now dropping more farms. At least he has secured this wood line for the time being, so he doesn't have to come back out this way. And he won't be able to soon. Slam being super safe with this tower coming down. Walls around it. MBL is going to have a really tough time getting to that stone ever again, and he's decided he doesn't want to. He's going to come right out to this stone. Going to take this gold as well. He finally has access to gold. You see the villager count is still 31-31, so MBL is doing a great job here with this bugged as fuck gold in the middle of this wood line. I don't think I've ever seen one that bad. And if MBL pulls this off, this would be a clickbait-worthy title if I've ever seen one for YouTube. And you can bet your ass that I will take advantage of that. I gotta steal all of T90's viewers. More stone coming in now from MBL. Gonna put a watchtower down. I think this is an outpost from Slam, but MBL is gonna see this with his scout, and that watchtower not close enough. I don't think it's close enough to this stone here, but MBL's still gonna challenge it because he doesn't want a second one coming up after it. Slam looping around with these Man-at-Arms. I'd almost forgotten about those. Gonna try and do some damage here. MBL distracting with the scout, trying to buy enough time for this tower to go down. Villagers taking a few hits. And now the tower is up. Those Man-at-Arms have to stay underneath it, otherwise they're going to get damaged. MBL dropping some more farms here. He just has nowhere to go. He has to take gold out here. He has to take stone out here. He even has to take wood out here. And he's forced into these villager battles. That, to be honest, he's doing quite a good job with so far. I mean, he hasn't lost a villager in these yet. He's about to lose his first right now. Maybe the second one going down now too. Still killing all of those Man-at-Arms. Killing the tower from Slam. And maybe even killing a villager from Slam coming up here. Very, very close to killing those vills. This guy is super weak. And he secured his stone. So MBL doing a great job here. Holding on to the little map possession that he has. Still has denied this gold from Slam. Interested to see what he does with this villager. Right now he has no resources to do anything with her. And Slam not letting up on the aggression at all. A tower coming down here. MBL has no stone to make a counter tower. just out of range of this original tower from MBL. No fletching from him either. And Slam advancing in the other direction as well with some towers. Gonna be able to pressure into this gold, into this stone pretty soon here. And MBL has to find somewhere else to go. Not looking good for my pal MBL right now. But he is up on villagers. Somehow, some way. He's up on villagers. Another tower coming here from Slam. MBL has no stone to respond to this. Probably needs to drop a market if he ever wants access to stone or gold again in this game. And that is never a good thing. Still, this villager just chilling here, doing nothing. MBL trying to come out to this wood. Another tower coming down from Slam. And he's going to try and pick off the weak vills. From MBL, he got one, but he's going to lose a scout. Good trade with a low HP scout. So many towers coming down from Slam, just abusing the fact that MBL has no main gold. And 3 more villagers going down on this wood line. I guess MBL didn't notice. Not good at all. And he's calling the GG. Jeez. Very interesting game. I might actually cast a second one coming up here since that one was so short. In hindsight, this probably all happened because of MBL's gold. I've never seen it bugged out like that. Very unfortunate for him. Would have liked to see him do more with this villager, but obviously just didn't have access to the resources that he needed to do damage with her. So, GG. Well played by Slam. Very unfortunate for MBL. And I'm going to head into the next game. So, game 2, MBL versus Slam, or I guess it should be game 3. Slam won game number 1, and he won game number 2. I casted game number 2, where MBL had a bugged gold, and now we are on game number 3. Hopefully that many numbers doesn't confuse you guys. It looks like in this game, MBL has gone with the Indians pick, and Slam has gone with the Mayans pick. So this is a Civ matchup that I've seen quite a few times in this King of the Desert, these practice rounds and in the official rounds, and usually it comes to camels versus eagles in the Mayans versus the Indians war. Indians obviously really good boom, only 45 food per villager, which means you can create a few extra villagers over time, and that kind of adds up. Their camels also get the extra pierce armor, so you can have +3 armor camels running around the map in Castle Age, which are really, really tough for archer units to stop. The Mayans obviously get the eagles in the feudal age, and you can transition into the eagles in the castle and imperial ages, which makes them really, really strong in terms of a 1-unit composition civ. So we'll see how it goes. Usually, in my opinion, the Mayans have a slight edge over the Indians in a 1 versus 1 setting. So, MBL's map. Looks like he's got a main gold this time, which is fortunate for him. Has a lot of options on where he can take wood. 1, 2, 3 wood lines, 4 wood lines, 5. 5 separate wood lines he can go to, which is always a great thing to see. His base is fairly wallable. If he walls in front of this main gold, in front of here, in this main part here, probably going to put a barracks and his stables down this way. And then at the side here. Barry's also in a nice location. The stone is a bit far forward, but if you have this many wood lines, you probably don't need the stone really early in the game, because you can just wall up and go to another wood line if your opponent decides to tower rush you. Slam, on the other hand, looks like he's got quite an open map. Doesn't have the same amount of wood options as MBL. You see his only other wood option is super far away, almost 2 screens away for Slam. And this is the closest wood option that he has. A clump of wood with an oasis in the middle, which you never want to see. It's going to make it quite awkward for him to hold on to that most precious resource. His gold, however, is in the back. His stone is kind of close to the TC, kind of in a defendable location. If he walls at the front here, in between these 2 clumps of wood, and some more walls along the right side here. What he's going to do I really don't know. I'd be more on the side of going aggressive if I was Slam. Usually when you have an open map like this, you want to err on the side of aggression, push your opponent back and make sure they can't come to your base, and do all the harassment that the open map provides them the opportunities to do. You see he's putting a barracks down pretty early, so probably going to go into Man-at-Arms as well, build up those militia as he's going up to the next age, go into Man-at-Arms and maybe shift into Eagle Warriors as well. We'll know as soon as we see how many villagers he sends out to the gold. MBL on the other hand, still with no barracks down yet. Getting loom, just as I say that, puts the barracks down. It's going to wall across this area, secure his base a bit, maybe wall in front of this main gold. He knows he's got a pretty safe base. He sees all the options for the wood lines. He sees his main goal quite close. He's going to be feeling pretty secure in this location. Both of them up to feudal age at the same time. MBL is a villager down from Slam, but obviously the Mayans start with that extra villager, so gives him a little boost up on the Indians player. Slam wandering around with this Eagle Scout. He's going to be looking for the garrison signal on this barracks, and now he knows for sure that MBL is going for Man-at-Arms. Has to assume that. Too late for the Drush, so Slam going to wander around here. Look out for the army coming from MBL, and now he's going to head back again. No villagers coming forward from him yet, but he does have militia of his own garrisoned in the barracks. Soon to be Man-at-Arms, presumably. One of them now, second one soon to follow, I bet. He is going to hide them over here. MBL will probably see them with his scout. Looks like MBL actually tried to lame, judging by the HP of the scout, or he ran into the TC. Slam did get 2 boars there, so probably ran into the TC or a failed lame for MBL that I failed to notice. Militia wandering around here waiting until they're Man-at-Arms. This is a curious move from Slam, keeping this Man-at-Arms back in a defensive situation. He can't really wall the map, so maybe he's planning on just defending at his own base until he gets more units out and about, to then push into MBL's base. You see the double barracks coming down from Slam, so he definitely wants to go into Eagles, and MBL coming forward. So the complete opposite of what I thought. I thought Slam would be the one as the aggressor, but MBL is going to be the aggressor here, putting a watchtower on this hill. Now this watchtower, MBL knows where the berries are, so it's kind of to harass the berries, but more to just take a good fight on this hill. The watchtower will support his Man-at-Arms against Slam. And he's taking the fight now. Slam does have a couple eagles in there, but MBL has the watchtower and the hill, and MBL is going to clear up this army from Slam, and now he's going to go on to this watchtower. Slam using villagers of his own to come and hit this watchtower. MBL kind of needs to repair this tower, to be honest, because once this tower disappears, he's going to be so exposed in this location near Slam's base. He does have Man-at-Arms to defend his villagers, but he's going to have to run away, and the Eagles can just run around taking shots at these weak villagers. You bet your ass that Slam knows exactly which vills are weak here, and which Man-at-Arms is going to try and micro them down. And this is going to be a long road home for MBL's army and his villagers. He might decide to keep the aggression up, maybe with a tower on this hill as well, but he's got to be really, really careful, because that Man-at-Arm is one hit away from death. This one is only a couple, and that villager is quite weak as well. Gonna come forward, attack the barracks. Slam can't engage yet, has to wait for these villagers to get here. Maybe drop another defensive tower somewhere. No, he's just gonna join forces with his eagles to push this back. Knows exactly which Man-at-Arm is weak. targeted it with one shot from the villager. Hiding his eagles as well. MBL is targeting that, and Slam knows that as well. So he's going to keep running around in circles with this eagle warrior and fight with the villagers. MBL doing a decent job here. Might be able to pick a vill. There's one villager dead. Maybe able to pick a second villager before he has to go back. No, he's running back to his base now. And these villagers, there's not much hope for them at all with these eagles roaming around. Just free picks from these eagle scouts on these villagers. They are much faster than them. MBL sending one more man-at-arms to try and defend these vills, but it's not going to work. And both of them going down at the same time. So MBL tried the aggression, didn't work out at all. I think he should have invested more in repairing that tower. Attacking this tower from Slam, I'm not sure it was the greatest decision, because once MBL's tower went down, you see what happened. He was just completely exposed in front of Slam's base, and those eagles can run circles around MBL's army. MBL now getting forging. He has made a couple more man-at-arms, and he's coming forward with 5 more villagers and 2 more men-at-arms as well. So we're going to see a full-on man-at-arms against eagles fight here in the feudal age. Forging and the plus armor, the +1 armor in from MBL as well. So he's going to take decent engagements against these eagle warriors. You see, they're not doing too much damage. There's 3 of them attacking. And they're not doing so swell against these men-at-arms with +1 defense and attack. More eagles coming out from Slam still to try and counter this. He's not going to be able to counter this with only 4 of them. And MBL coming forward with a tower on those barracks. This tower is very nice. If he's taking fights with the man-at-arms here, the tower will support him. It will also hit the eagles coming out of these barracks. And Slam can't really engage, especially with another barracks from MBL, creating more men-at-arms. He's still streaming men-at-arms from the barracks in his base. And what can Slam do? He's dropped a defensive tower on the farms to try and counter this tower from MBL, which it will do. And Slam is going to take the fight now with these eagles. Don't think that's the greatest choice. Seems like he's kind of wasting his eagles. Needs to get rid of this tower, but I don't think he can engage with these men-at-arms. They're just really, really tanky at the moment, especially when he runs away from that tower. And MBL is just going to make another one there to defend his position and to keep Slam focused on the front of his base. Slam shifting into archer ranges, so maybe some archers going to come out to try and counter these men-at-arms. He's going to need fletching if he wants the archers to be effective, and fletching is coming in for him right now. That will also help his tower. MBL does not have fletching yet. And MBL actually shifting over to make another tower. This one will idle a few farms. It's a good addition, also on the hill as well. Cutting off these 2 secondary golds. And getting a great map position on the front of Slam's base. Slam is very distracted here. And we look at MBL's base at home, and he's been completely safe the whole game. Slam has not even touched anything at his base. I think Slam realizes that, because now he's running back with eagles. He has towers to defend his own base. He's feeling fairly secure. Even come out to this wood line with a tower as well. And now he's just going to go forward. And MBL knows exactly what he's doing. He didn't see the eagles for a while. So he's getting kind of nervous, sending some more man-at-arms back to the stone, the only vulnerable spot in his base right now. And he's going to defend there while he sends the rest of them forward. Another tower coming down from MBL on this wood line. Slam anticipates that and already has a defensive tower coming up. I think MBL's is going to be down first, but Slam can definitely get his down in time. Still, the tower from MBL going to be pretty annoying on this wood line here. From Slam, he's going to have to shift to another location again. And get some idle time with these garrisons as well, which you never want to see. what is this, like the 8th tower now coming down from MBL on the other side of this wood line as well. He can take this engagement now, Slam can, because he does have the 4 archers backing up his Eagle Warriors. Those are going to do quite well against the Man-at-Arms. Even with the +1 armor, the Man-at-Arms are going down because of fletching from the archers. And finally, a stable coming up from MBL. Usually with Indians, you see the stable faster, but it looks like MBL is going to be clicking up to Castle Age any second now. Does have the resources for it. I think that was his second Feudal Age building. So now he can click up. He's going to be there at 27 minutes, and Slam is right behind him. The villager difference, 2 more for MBL. So fairly even game here. I think Slam, he's slightly at a disadvantage just because the map position that MBL has here with these towers. But then again, Slam is going to come raid with these archers. MBL sees it coming, already putting a great defensive watchtower there on the gold. It's going to drive Slam off. But if Slam can do some damage here, while they're both going up to Castle Age, maybe he can shift the balance a little bit. These Man-at-Arms aren't really going to help MBL at all in defense, especially once these are upgraded to crossbows. And his stables are forward, so going to take a while for those camels to come into play. You can see him walling at the back here, trying to prevent these archers from going in. 1 villager going down, so only a 2 villager difference still. And now Slam's just going to run right in, using the Eagles as a meat shield. Run right past the TC. MBL knows exactly what he's doing here. Great quick walls from MBL. Slam might get a villager. No, he's just going to run through these houses. MBL desperately trying to quick wall. And those archers are going to be denied from very much damage at all. Still, MBL has nothing here to defend this, so maybe once they get through this house, they could actually do something. He's going to have to run all the way around. And his Man-at-Arms were so out of position to take care of that. It's a lot of idle time for him now. Camels coming out of that stable there. The camels will do well against the crossbows, but he's got to build up enough of them. And Slam actually dropping a castle on the front here. So he's dropped it quite far forward to kill this tower. He has lost a couple villagers already on the farms. You see a couple dead bodies here to this one tower, but he's going to get that castle up. Going to start producing plumed archers, and the camels are going to have a bit of a tough time with those. MBL now dropping a second stable forward again. This might be a problem for him. MBL has nothing at home to defend other than these towers, and Slam can just run around with these crossbows, sniping villagers to his heart's content. You see 1 villager going down there, 2 vills, maybe even 3 here. Yes, 3rd villager going down. MBL forced to send the camels back to defend. Not something you want to do with forward buildings. The forward buildings are usually forward because you want to press immediately into your opponent's base, not send them back to your own. Tower doing a decent job defending, but Slam's just going to sit under here, try and micro this vill down, and MBL's going to try and micro the vill to safety. He did end up saving her, so good job from MBL. Camels still coming across the map. Wolves getting wrecked. This is what I'm talking about with these extra wood lines. MBL has run 3 different places to gather wood. And Slam can't do anything about it because he has so many different options to take from. These +3 armor camels coming in now. Going to clear up these crossbows quite handily. Crossbows are not going to do any damage to him whatsoever. But still, MBL is going to be chasing archers all game. And Slam already going for a 3rd TC. MBL is still not even with the 2nd one, so bit of a different game here. I was expecting just eagles versus camels, but we're going to have plumed archers and crossbows versus the camels, and Slam will probably try and avoid an engagement as long as he possibly can. These camels being so beefy, he doesn't even want to deal with that. He does have monks in response to that as well. So not looking great for MBL. Forward Siege Workshop coming down from him. Forced to go on this wood line with all these villagers that were idle from the gold. Looks like he lost one there as well. And he's just now getting a second TC up. Slam is ahead by 3 villagers. Won't be good for him if MBL sees this TC. Does he see it? No. If he happens to go in this direction, Slam could lose a good portion of his eco there. And another castle coming down from Slam on this hill to secure that map position. MBL won't be able to push in this way, especially with those monks there. All these plumed archers, their second castle, the first castle, and this TC. MBL is basically forced in this direction if he wants to assault Slam's base. Probably needs to do something similar at his own base. He doesn't really have any defenses here. He's got some TCs on the right side, so Slam might have some issues going in that way. But as far as the left side goes, there's a whole bunch of exposed economy that Slam could potentially hit once he pushes out here. Mangonel out now from MBL, sending all these villagers back. He knew how exposed they were with the plumed archers wandering around. Just building up his camels at the moment. These 2 stables kind of idled with that castle. I guess the castle won't hit the camels as they come out. But yeah, now Slam's coming out on the left side of MBL's base. Or maybe just exploring. Maybe they're both wondering where the other's army is. You can kind of see they're both kind of tentative here. Like, Slam's wandering around on this side, MBL's wandering around on this side. He's found the TC, which is not good for Slam at all. MBL could do some serious damage there. Has to make sure his camels don't get converted, though. If one of those camels gets converted, bye-bye at least 1 mangonel, if not more. And if a couple of them get converted, it's guaranteed all of those mangonels are going to go down. Slam coming in here with archers. MBL does have a mangonel producing, but it's not going to be fast enough to catch them off guard. It's going to get these ones onto the hill. And a couple Eagle Scouts as well coming out from Slam. That's a great addition. It's going to force MBL to engage those Eagle Scouts with the camels, which will put them within range of these monks. Also a mangonel coming out from Slam, so trying to counter MBL's army as best as he can. MBL putting another siege workshop behind this one, pumping out, that's his 4th mangonel now. And gonna try and micro with Slam. Taking 1 mangonel, that's a good trade, but the Eagle's coming in now. Killing a mangonel from MBL, getting lots of conversions as well. 2 camels getting converted there. And forcing him back. MBL's trying to get some good shots on these plumed archers with his mangonel, but great micro from Slam to split away from that. Slam coming forward with even more villagers here, and he's going to build a castle maybe on this hill. It's going to be devastating for MBL. There's really no place that he can push out now once this castle goes down. Yeah, it's going to idle this stable. It's going to prevent the push completely on the left-hand side, and MBL's going to have to do all of his damage coming around the right here. Good shot with the mangonel to get the monks. He might even get a couple more. Tried to do an attack round, didn't work out for him, and he's just being pushed back everywhere. Great composition from Slam to go for the extra monks, the plumed archers, mangonels, and the eagles. Completely counters the camel mangonel build that MBL has been going for. MBL, though, while this has all been going on, Slam has kind of been heavy on stone, heavy on gold, hasn't really had the food to produce villagers, and MBL has actually taken the lead in the vill count. Does have 4 TCs rather. So he does have the better eco. Going for a castle now, but Slam is on the way to Imperial Age. And once he gets Trebs out, I'm not sure that MBL can defend this location. There's a whole lot of choke points in this area. And the plumed archers are going to be a lot better in choke points than the camels are, especially with the monks to back them up. Plumed archers running around this gold, denying MBL from producing any villagers from that TC. Castle coming up from him, and it looks like MBL wants to buy his way to Imperial Age. Almost has the resources, and he's going to click up right now. Going to lose a whole bunch of villagers over here on this wood line. And these farms, probably, the villager numbers probably going to be even after this raid. Not good for MBL at all. You can see Slam just running around there, not even losing a plumed archer. And he can't even engage with the camels. The plumes are just way too agile. MBL hoping for a huge fight where his camel armor can come into play, but MBL, or Slam, just doesn't want to dance with MBL at the moment. Just doesn't even want to mess with that at the moment. Monks now coming in from Slam. MBL just has nowhere to attack. All his production buildings are on this side, but he has to come through this tiny little choke point, which is to Slam's advantage. He does have the camels behind, and he's going to try and go raid with them. Slam noticing that right away, hiding his villagers, but he could actually pick quite a few villagers here. They are very exposed. Not enough space in those towers for the villagers to hide. Killing a bunch of them. And the villager lead back to plus 10 plus for MBL. Still, Slam doing the same thing. He noticed MBL's army was in his economy, and he's going to come forward with these plumed archers running right under the TC. Doesn't even care about that. MBL going to try and quick wall here. Not going to get it down. I'm going to lose even more villagers on this wood line. Not enough space in the TC to protect all these vills. And the plumes don't even care about the arrow fire from the TC. They're just going to keep sniping villagers. Looks like the camels have been chased away from MBL. Treb's now out from Slam. MBL's castle is on a higher hill, so he is going to get the protection from the hill bonus on this castle against these Trebs. Going into skirmishers. Not even elite yet, though. It doesn't have the wood for the upgrade. And doesn't look great for MBL. These plumed archers still running under his TCs. Has a lot more villagers than Slam, but is it really helping at the moment? He's losing economy so fast, these plumed archers, just trying to clear them up, and he's not even focusing on the main battle, which is at the front side here. Slam already with 4 trebuchets, and that castle is going to go down with a trebuchet inside. Still, MBL bringing the camels back from Slam space, going to engage these plumed archers. Probably going to clear these up as well, getting the first armor upgrade for his skirmishers. So maybe he can stretch this out into a super long game. I'm going to slow this down just a bit. Seemed like it was going pretty fast there. So MBL's going to try and stretch this out. He really loves the late game full map wars where everyone's spread out making trash and whatnot. So if he can stretch this out, maybe he can do something, but still, Slam with just such a commanding position here with these 2 castles preventing MBL from doing anything. He's now basically controlling this gold. He's controlling this secondary gold as well. And he's got control of most of the map at the moment, and MBL's really not touching him at all. Once he pushes into this hill here, if he can hold this position, it's going to be really bad news bears for MBL. As far as what MBL can do in this situation, I don't really know. The terrain is just so against him here. Both these castles are up on the hill. Cliff is protecting this one. He doesn't even have a castle of his own to produce trebuchets. If he maybe had 4 or 5 trebs, maybe he could push this back with skirmishers and trebuchets, but he doesn't even have that. Plumes are coming in here. Still not elite from Slam. And still no Eagle Warriors from Slam to counter the skirmishers, but with these trebs to back them up and these castles, it's looking pretty pretty good for him. More stables coming down from MBL. Slam really needs to shift into something like Elite Eagle Warrior or get a lot more plumed archers out before MBL starts massing these camels and maybe gets the heavy camel upgrade. That's the only way I could see Slam losing this game, is if he's just completely caught off guard by about 40 camels coming in and wrecking his entire army. Elite Eagle Warrior coming in now, or that's just a Castle Eagle Warrior coming in. Probably get Elite after that. We'll see more barracks coming down from him. And those Eagle Warriors will just work wonders against these skirmishers. And once the skirmishers are gone, the plumed archers can do work against the camels, so... We'll see if he can get those researches in fast enough. Heavy camel coming in now from MBL. Gonna lose a lot more villagers here. Still has the Vill lead, so he's been booming like a madman. Losing villagers all over the map, but doing a better job than Slam with just the pure economy. These guys need to shut the fuck up. I'll tell you that much for free. MBL trying to do a Slam gate against Slam. It's not gonna work, bro. Maybe it will. Maybe it will work. It will work. The Slam gate against Slam. What a play. MBL clearing up this entire plumed archer army. He's trying to quick wall here as well. And Slam, what are you doing, man? You're just tossing away your whole army. Slam got Slam gated. MBL using Slam's own tactic against him and clearing that entire plumed archer army up for free. And Slam is going to have to rebuild that and go into Eagles at the same time. So maybe MBL has a chance here. Siege Workshop coming down from MBL. Heavy Camel Research almost done. Iron Casting coming in. Those camels are +5 Pierce Armor. Plumed Archers aren't going to do too much against them. Especially if they're not... They don't have the extra HP from Elite either. And the extra range, so... I don't know. If MBL had a chance, Slam might have just opened the door for him to win here. MBL pushing Slam off that gold. Look at his resources. He's pretty strained at the moment, and that's an understatement. Less than 100 of every resource for MBL. Using everything he has. Take a look at Slam's resource. Also fairly strained as well. And with less villagers than NBL. Trying to build up his Trebs, his Eagle Warriors, and his Plumed Archers again for another push. NBL camping on this gold. Probably wants to take control of that at some point. Probably wants to bridge out in this general area at some point. Doesn't have the time yet to do so. Eagle Warriors now going to try and engage these skirmishers. MBL is really out of position here. Does have the camels back there. Maybe waiting until Slam overextends and he's going to send the camels in to deal with this army. You can see the Trebs there. Slam already sending them back. Wants no part of that whatsoever. Skirmishers are in a choke point now, and MBL using his camels wisely in a flanking maneuver to try and come around behind that. Also quick walling these Eagles in. So Slam is going to lose all his Eagles here as well, just like he lost his Plumed Archers to the quick walls from MBL. Great play from MBL to do that. And these camels are just so tanky in addition to these skirmishers. Slam making some pretty bad decisions here in terms of his army control. And MBL just capitalizing on that at the moment. Let's see what MBL has in these siege workshops. Rams, getting the capped ram upgrade, so at some point he's going to try and push these two castles. Finally clearing up this Eagle army. Doesn't have the Imperial Camel upgrade yet, but if I remember correctly, it's quite expensive, so doesn't look like he has the food for it. Still, Slam, he should have shut down this game quite a while ago, and he's just letting MBL hang around. Still, Slam doing the right thing in terms of his economy. He's spreading it out all across the map, taking firm map control of about half the map currently, on another secondary gold up here, or neutral gold rather. and running around with these plumed archers as well. Still no elite upgrade for them. Just getting Thumb Ring now. It's interesting. Maybe he forgot about Thumb Ring before. And he's going to run into this exposed area of the economy again. MBL forced to idle those villagers. He's got to do something about that area over there. Maybe wall. Or place a castle. I say that he's got 3 stones, so castle probably out of the question. Maybe send his skirmishers over, which he's doing right now. And finally, Imperial Camel upgrade coming in from MBL. Masonry coming in from Slam. He probably knows the push is coming at some point. Gonna beef up those castles a bit before it gets there. More plumed archers coming down. Slam now firmly in control with villagers. Looks like he invested in his economy big time. He has 15 or so more villagers than MBL now. And looking for an engagement to take. MBL getting those Imperial Camels upgraded. 9+4 attack, 160 HP. Really, really strong. Stronger than the Eagles. But Slam does have, I think, a few more Eagles, and he also has this castle supporting his push. MBL trying to come forward with these siege rams. Skirmishers are nowhere to be found. Still dealing with those plumes at the back of his base. And I think MBL's going to win this fight, but I don't think it's enough that he can push out against this castle. Actually has a siege tower. He has a siege tower. The memes are real. I think he might have created that as a mistake. Or it's some sort of weird meat shield strategy. But, I mean, intimidation factor alone, right? That siege tower is going to scare Slam pretty good here. See, now it's just taking hits. Skirmishers coming from the north side. They're not going to be able to do that much over here against Eagle Warriors. And the Imperial Camels are dying, and MBL calling the GG now. Slam almost let him back into the game with some poor fights, but this position here is just way too commanding for Slam. MBL never stood a chance trying to push against this, against a superior economy and army composition. And really well played in terms of map control and awareness from Slam. Some great fights for MBL, but it just couldn't pull it off. GG.